You sick freak. That's the problem. Ben literally thinks like everybody approves of interracial couples, but not everybody approves of gay couples. Like, no, that's not true. Like, that's not true. That's not true. Another brilliant take, though, from the brilliant conservative, you know? He's so smart. We're going to move on to more anti-gay I guess.
You've already started to see the press rollout for Disney's Strange World, right? That's going to come out next week, just in advance of Thanksgiving. Presumably it'll do big box office because parents won't know what to do with their kids over the Thanksgiving Day weekend. So here is your warning. If you're a parent and you do not wish your kids to see a gay teen romance, don't take your kids to see Strange World. Your choice, your kids. I'm just giving you the heads up. Disney has said that they have a not at all secret gay agenda. They said this publicly, openly, in giant meetings. The heads of Disney talked about their trans kid and their non-gender binary kids and how everybody, your kids, need to be educated in the ways of this sort of...
Man, thank God. Ben's back to the important issues that are that every American has to think about now. Is Disney transing my children? Disney's queer agenda. Oh my God. Thank God, dude. The election is over. Now we can get back to the real shit. Bro, I hate these people, man. That's weird, dog. That you're a weirdo. You're such a fucking weirdo. Why are you so weird?
Subjective individualist sexual culture. It's very important that your kids be indoctrinated into this. Well, we already had Lightyear, which was a dramatic fail at the box office, featuring a lesbian couple targeted at 5, 6, 7-year-old kids. And now Strange World, which is targeted at 5, 6, 7-year-old kids, features a gay teen romance. Isn't this exciting stuff? Because this is what America is.
It's so lovely. Okay. If you look at like a teenage romance, if you look at a Disney movie where there is like a 5-second blip of like a lesbian couple and you go, I'm getting fucking horned up by this. This is a lesbian couple. It means I'm thinking they're having lesbian sex. You're a fucking psycho. You need to be lobotomized if that's the way you operate. Okay? Who the fuck operates this way? When I am walking down the fucking... Oh, shit. Ah! No! Fuck, sorry. When I'm walking down the street and I see a straight couple holding hands, I don't immediately think, oh man, I'm thinking about them bumping uglies, dude. I'm thinking about how they're breeding. They're going to go back home and breed tonight. They're going to be breeding so fucking hard, dude. That's insane. That is an insane way to operate. And you never think that way about straight relationships that are being presented in movies either. That argument is reserved exclusively for non-heteronormative relationships.
Truly, the value that I think stands for all of us is gay teen romance for small children. The New York Daily News reported this all the way back in June. Quote, Disney's upcoming adventure film Strange World will feature a gay teen romance, the first in an animated feature produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios. Again, the idea here is that Walt Disney has to please its animation employees. This isn't about pleasing the audiences. Where was the broad parental demand for a gay teen romance for kids? Was that something that parents were clamoring for? Oh man, I
mean, Disney's gay as fuck, so shut the fuck up. Disney has always been and always continue to be a little fruity, okay? That's it. I mean, that's it. That's the truth. Why are we acting like that's not the case? You got fucking Ursula, like literally a drag queen, man. There's like a prominent villain. Have you ever seen a Disney villain? Have you ever seen a Disney movie? Every single villain is camp as fuck. Some of these motherfucking Disney villains literally would not be able to make it in RuPaul's Drag Race. They'd be like, no, honey, that's a little too far. You're going too far. That's insane. This notion that like Disney is, who is Disney appealing to with like gay characters is like, bro, Disney, okay? Disney consumers.
Definitely need to show my 7-year-old two teenage boys wanting to mac on each other. That's definitely, I think, something that 5-year-olds need. Like, who's that crowd precisely? Where was the market demanding this sort of stuff? The film, which is scheduled to open next week, will follow 3 generations of a family of explorers and take viewers to a place of infinite mystery, unlike anything you've ever seen. Well, that's a weird promise. Several Hollywood powerhouses have been confirmed as part of the voice cast, including Jake Gyllenhaal, Gabrielle Union, Lucy Liu Dennis Quaid, and Jabuki Young White. One of the sequences that Disney filmed months ago shows Ethan, who's a 16-year-old, flirting with a boy named Diazo in front of his friends, who tease him in a friendly way. His father, Searcher Clade, who is Jake Gyllenhaal, later joins in and embarrasses him in an overeager show of acceptance. It's beautiful, guys. Emmy award-winning producer Matthew Shigeshi, who saw the sequence, wrote on Twitter the scene is very endearing and it's treated as the most natural thing in the world. The scene describes the son being very shy in front of his boy crush, and his dad comes in and says, so nice to meet you. My son talks about you all the time, and further embarrasses his son. Very cute. Very cute indeed. If this is the sort of stuff that you wish to teach to your kids, which is the idea that all sexual relationships are of the same moral stature, that all human relationships are equivalent in every available way, and that sexuality is entirely biological, except when it's not biological at all and is fluid. So if you wish to teach your kids that, by all means, take them to see Strange World. And if maybe you don't want to indoctrinate your kids in this crap, perhaps you should stop giving your money to Disney Plus. One of the reasons that we here at DW Plus have decided to dedicate $100 million to children's programming over the next couple of years is because we would like to provide a safe space for our kids. I got to tell you, it is very difficult being a parent these days and trying to keep your kids learning about traditional values in a world that attempts to foist on them at literally every turn that traditional values are evil and terrible and bigoted. It's very difficult. When people give books to my kids, I have to read the books first before I screen the books for my kids. Now you can hear the hue and cry from the left as Media Matters clips this. Oh my gosh, he screens books. Yes, because I am a good parent. This is what good parents do. I wouldn't let my kids read horror books, and I wouldn't let my kids read books about the...
He wouldn't let his kids read horror books, and he wouldn't let his kids read fucking books where it has gay characters because that's horrifying. There is no argument you can make about this being a bad thing. If you think that this Disney movie is like sexualized immediately, you're a freak, okay? You're a freak fuck. You are a weirdo. You're thinking about weird shit, okay? It's not smut, and you're a psycho for turning it sexual. It's very weird, and you need to adequately address that. When people in your lives come to you and say, oh, it's a Disney movie, you just tell them, one, Disney has always been gay as shit, and two, you're not sexualizing teenage boys at all. Just like when you have a normal romance in any other fucking Disney movie, that itself is not inherently sexualized. Straight couples are never seen, normal, like normalized, okay? Heteronormative. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? I'm a foe. I'm a LGBTQ foe. You know this. Shut up. Heteronormative relationships in Disney movies are considered, or heteronormative relationships in like children-facing works of art is considered normal. No one ever says, oh, they're fucking. That's really messed up. Science disproves your point. What point? What? All the straight relationships in Disney are pedophilic, so I'm glad it's just two teens this time? What? Dude, what? Why do I have so many fucking weirdos in here?
Innate moral value of every sexual relationship. That's not something I want my kids believing because I don't think it's true. I think it cuts against basic human institutions. I think it cuts against the future of their happiness. I think it cuts in favor of confusion and depression and suicidal ideation. I think
that's true. All the Disney princes are like 15. Yeah, but like the princes are not 30. What the fuck? The princes are also like 16, 17. No, that's what I thought it was like. What are you saying? It's not pedophilia if a fucking 15-year-old princess is like in a relationship with a 17-year-old prince. No, they're not. They're 20 and up. Where is this coming from? Where? Since when? I thought the princes were also minors. They just like look the way that they do. Here, Ben Shapiro acts as a manner known as ass lighting. What? Oh, are you talking about source materials? Yeah, no, man. I'm not talking about fucking source material shit. I'm talking about like the way it's presented now. Yeah, we're not talking about shit that like the Brothers Grimm fairy tales, okay? Half of that stuff you can't show children anyway, bro. Like the fucking mom who cooked the son and fed it to the dad. Like that's not something you can, that's just German shit, okay? German sickos were thinking like this is a good tale to teach children, okay? That's not appropriate for children, in my opinion. Chatter's making it about something completely else to validate a schizo chatter. Yes, dude, that is the number one thing that happens on this broadcast. No matter how fucking unhinged, bro, don't talk about age gaps after yesterday's drama. See, no matter how fucking unhinged someone is in the chat, in a community like this one, you will always have enough dudes motivated to defend that point. They think it's like fun, or they're just as Hasan, you're being cringe, bro. Stop trying to be PC clown. The only PC you will get from me is the penis cock I give your mom every fucking night. Shut the fuck up, okay? Should have said pink cock. That would have been better. You can get 30% of chat to agree to anything. Yeah. Chatter's always so charitable towards other chatters, but not towards Hasan. Swing and a miss, bud. You'll get him next time. Dude, they can't all be fucking winners, okay?
I think that there are a lot of problems with the value system that we've been teaching our kids as reflected by the increase in depression, suicidal ideation, and confusion in young Americans, teens and preteens. We'll get to more on this in just a second. First,
is he going to sell gold again? First, the world is ending because Disney has gay princesses and princes.
No such qualms. In fact, this is their goal. And they've openly stated everything right now. That's why one of our goals here at Daily Wire Plus is we'll do the screening for all the values of the progressive left, the transgressive left on your kids. Disney has no such qualms. In fact, this is their goal. And they've openly stated this is not by accident. They're doing this because this is part of an agenda. If you choose to back that agenda, you're a parent, you can make that choice, but you should at least be informed of the agenda before you take your kids to see stuff like this. Meanwhile, as we say, this is the most important issue on the left right now. as always, the LGBTQ agenda on a social level. This is the quote unquote new civil rights movement. This is something the left is always looking for, is the new civil rights movement. The civil rights movement was the high watermark of morality for the left. Correctly, because the civil rights movement was excellent. Okay, and then we extended the same rubric of civil rights to a bunch of things that are not the same as race. Sexuality is not the same as race. Sexual behavior is not the same as race. These things are not the same as race. We extended that rubric because, again, the left is constantly looking for what is our next civil rights battle so that we can be the moral heroes. And for them right now, it's gay marriage. So with the Democrats taking the Senate, they are now going to move ahead with a vote on a gay marriage bill. Now, what is the purpose of a gay marriage bill? There is no purpose to a gay marriage bill. Obergefell has already been ruled upon. And
yeah, like Roe v. Wade didn't just happen, bro. Look, if there was no purpose for it, you wouldn't be fucking freaking out, right? If there was no purpose for codifying gay marriage, why do you care then? You've done so many fucking videos on this. Why do you care then? If there's no purpose one way or the other, why do you care? Why have you done so many videos on this? Why have you literally fucking cried about it for the past week now, saying that Republicans are fake and phony if they vote for this? Why? Why? Because you do care. You don't want it to be codified, so it's like a matter of debate down the line, so the Supreme Court could just eviscerate it like they did and bring it back to the states' rights, which you fucking know is not democratic at all, because state legislatures does not necessarily mean the states democratically associate and decide what laws to rule themselves with. Just like what's happening in Kentucky right now, where the Attorney General is still, despite the fact that the state overwhelmingly voted in favor of protecting abortions in the state of Kentucky, by the way, holy shit, the Attorney General has still decided to continue with criminalizing abortions. There is no states' rights in this situation, okay? Just like the reason why the Democratic Party finally fucking landed ass backwards on a correct position this time around, because it's overwhelmingly popular, is to codify gay marriage and interracial marriage and not leave it up to the fucking Supreme Court. Jesus Christ, dude. I can't believe he would make such a major point about this. It's like such a fucking horrifically ass backwards thing to do. It's not a popular thing to criticize. It doesn't make sense that he's just like so bigoted that he's like, I don't give a fuck. Hypothetically, even if everybody hates me, I'm still going to say it. I am a homophobe. I am a racist. Hypothetically, I'm still going to stop. I'm going to try to be as vile as I possibly can.
And a simple gay marriage bill is not even a constitutional amendment. So it's not even above and beyond the Supreme Court ruling. The Supreme Court ruling is still the law. If the Supreme Court ruling were overturned, a quick majority in the Senate could quickly overturn this law. Okay, but the idea here is that you're going to get all the Republicans on record.
Okay, if that doesn't work, then who cares? Like, then why are you so bent? Why are you so bent? Why are you so bent?
Whether they support or do not support same-sex marriage. Now, let me just put this out there for the Republican senators. If you vote in favor of the idea that society has an obligation to recognize male-male or female-female dyads in the same way that society has an obligation to recognize male-female, you should not be in the Republican Party. You shouldn't. Okay, the reason I say this is not because I wish to shrink the size of the Republican Party. Because if the fundamental basis of human society is male-female child, and you think that by passing a law you can change that reality, you do not belong in government.
Look how Republican senators, Daily Wire is going to get you. Dude, he's so mad. He is so bent, dude. I love that. I fucking love that. That's fire. He's so mad.
This is a very simple proposition. Men and men are not the same as a man and a woman who are capable of becoming one flesh and producing a child. This is not difficult stuff. Many Republicans will be tempted to vote for this simply to avoid the conflict so that people don't yell at them. Oh my gosh, you're not respecting love is love. Now, first of all, the love is love argument was always bullcrap. The left doesn't even believe love is love. The left has its own restrictions on what it believes is acceptable, at least for now. The left does not actually believe that all sexual relationships are perfectly equivalent. They would not presumably be in favor of brother-brother marriage. They'd not be in favor of father-daughter marriage, I would assume, for now. They're not in favor of adult-child.
He still has to sneak in the fucking incest. The incest is wincest shit. Love that, man. That's great. Ben doesn't remember this. Oh, he remembers that, all right. One of the most powerful ratios this website has ever delivered. Masculinity and femininity exist. Outward indicators of masculinity and femininity exist in nearly every human culture. Boys are taught to be more masculine in virtually every human culture because the role of men is always the same as the role of women. Ben, you're 5'3", can't grow facial hair, and weigh 100 pounds soaking wet. If we both can be considered men, you should probably be a bit more open-minded about gender expressions. It's clearly not as rigid a binary as you try to imply it is. 3,000 likes to 142,000. That was fucking 2 years ago, man. That's crazy. The thing I do respect about Ben, though, is he does actually not block. Like he just takes it. Oh my God, it's the anniversary of this 2 years ago.
Marriage for now. Okay, but they don't even believe that quote unquote love is love. What they actually believe is that marriage should be redefined to mean whatever they believe it ought to mean. and that they get to socially engineer society along the lines of their utopian visions in which individual sexual preference is the core of human identity, as opposed to, actual biological reality in which the most important thing that human beings do is procreate, have babies, and then live inside those relationships, bring up those kids. Now, the Republicans can pretend along with this in order to avoid controversy, but it just shows how gutless they are if they do. So what exactly will this bill do? Supposedly, it will protect all religious liberty and conscience protections available under the Constitution or federal law, including but not limited to
biological reality. Yeah. Marriage is literally the ultimate social construct. This notion that marriage has any, biological reality and marriage has any conversation. Marriage is literally it's a social construct. It's an economic construct. It is completely made up. Okay? We made that shit up. There is no marriage. There's no two-pair bonding. Some animals do it, but it's not a real thing. It's not a real concept. The way that we understand marriage, the way that we design marriage is just made up. We made it up. He's literally trying to make that into a natural thing. Okay? He's trying to turn that into a natural thing when in the natural argument is a fallacy regardless, because these are all social concepts that we've built. It's a contract on top of that. But also in the natural world, animals are gay as fuck. Like I said, they're gay as fuck. No, you're not rewatching a video that we had watched already. Ben is just repeating his arguments because he's such a fucking insane homophobe that he has to make the same stupid fucking arguments over and over again.
To the Religious Freedom Restoration Act and prevents this bill from being used to diminish or repeal any such protections. It confirms that nonprofit religious organizations will not be required to provide any services, facilities, or goods for the solemnization or celebration of a marriage. It guarantees the bill may not be used to deny or alter any benefit, right, or status of an otherwise eligible person or entity, including tax-exempt status, tax treatment, contracts, agreements, etc. So it's giving basically a bunch of carve-outs to religious organizations. It makes clear the bill does not require or authorize the federal government to recognize polygamous marriages. I find that hilarious because I'm just wondering what moral basis Democrats have to declare that polygamous marriages are morally inferior to same-sex marriages. I need the actual rubric by which you say that 2 is different in kind than 3 or 4, and why that difference in kind is significantly more important than the difference in kind between male-female and male-male. The bill would also recognize the importance.
I don't know if he understands this, but there's 2 in 1, and the number 2. And by the way, that is literally just a made-up concept. Again, it's a made-up concept. Yeah. But 2, when it's a man and a man or a woman and a woman, okay, is different than 3. Okay. I don't know if Ben knows this or not because he is like an English major. He got a law degree, maybe. I know he talks a lot about STEM lords and he talks like he's the bastion of fucking logical reasoning, critical thinking and whatnot, but maybe he doesn't know this. 2, the number 2, is not the same as the number 3. So you have 1 here and then another person here, and then you have an extra person here. Okay, there's a third extra person. It's kind of crazy, weird.
Of marriage, acknowledging that diverse beliefs and the people who hold them are due respect, and affirms that couples, including same-sex and interracial couples, deserve the dignity, stability, and ongoing protection. Okay, again, the reason that they are putting interracial couples in there is because they know that everybody approves of interracial couples. And
yeah, and everybody approves of gay couples too, you fucking freak. You sick freak. That's the problem. Ben literally thinks everybody approves of interracial couples, but not everybody approves of gay couples. No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. The only difference is you are missing the mark. You think gay relationships or same-sex marriages are that still have a genuine sea of support against it.
The acceptance, correctly, of interracial couples in America is at an all-time high. They're putting that in there, so if you vote against the bill, they can then claim you're a racist. It's a particularly stupid trick that they use for omnibus packages. I'll put in there.
Yeah, I mean, but that, yeah. Ben's we're not racist, even though we kind of are, but we're also homophobic. We're not racist, we're just homophobic.
A bunch of crap, and then they'll be plus funding for the police. You vote against the bill, you hate funding for the police. Yeah, this is the dumb game that they're playing right here. But no, actually, diverse views of marriage are not required to be upheld by the government of the United States. It turns out that words have definition. Marriage is a word with a definition. The changing definition of the word marriage cannot simply be done by rote at the top levels of government by a bunch of people who believe they are your moral betters with little to back that.
Yeah, good luck running on fucking, taking away gay marriage as a right. It's I don't know what to say here.
Particular assessment. Alrighty, guys, the rest of the show is continuing right now. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be getting into.
Okay. It's just same-sex marriage also has a 71% approval rating, by the way. Here it is. Same-sex marriage support inches up to a new high of 71%. So, remember when I said we're not in 2008 anymore, and even in 2008 we weren't in 2008? Look at that. 71 fucking percent, dude. Good luck. Good luck cutting this kind of propaganda, dude. Good luck.